Hello everybody, this is my Chikara Global Gauntlet Night 1 review. Night 2 will be coming presumably after Night 1 in terms of me uploading it. It depends, and this may be in widescreen. First thing I'll say about this DVD, when I got it, I thought there was one disc and I thought they'd screwed me, but it had everything on the one disc, which was nice for once, but it says disc 2, it should just say disc everything or something like that. As you can see, right there, Jimmy Olsen's signature, which is really good, makes you really feel appreciated by Chikara, and so yeah, being a big fan, it's a really good thing to see. Yes, onto the review. Oh, and I will say, spoiler alert: don't watch if you haven't seen it and you want to mark out for the event. I lied to people and told them, yeah, I've seen what happened. And just so, because I knew if I said, yeah, I've seen it, or I've read the results, they weren't going to say anything about it. But if I didn't, they'd spill the beans. That's just the way people work. And knowing that, I didn't say anything, and it really benefited me a lot. Let's get on with the review. Yes, spoiler alert. So yeah, as I said, don't watch if you're whatever, a vagina. We start off with a song, Big in Eastern, Big in Japan. The most I ever liked, loud and obnoxious, but he really is getting better in commentary as time goes on, and really seems to be immersing himself in the product, and really does seem to be becoming a favourite of the fans. Why am I holding it? I just love it so much. It smells nice too. We start off with the Osirian Portal versus Atsushi, Ohashi versus and Shinya, Ishigawa versus Osirian Portal. I already said that. I'm hyperactive. It's the cocaine, even though I don't take drugs or anything. Shinya Ishigawa, I believe he debuted in March or May or around that time period this year, so he is very new. His debut match I saw was on Big Japan TV against Daisuke Sekimoto. And it was a very good match for his first match. He basically just took a beating and took lots of Boston crabs. And Atsushi Ohashi is a guy who was told he was too small for wrestling, and so he was referee for a while, I believe, and then went to wrestling, and he's very good at what he does. This match was really good. The story was Osirian Portal were looking to get the 3 points, and this match wasn't actually a part of the Global Gauntlet. It sometimes felt like it dragged on a little bit, but was mostly good wrestling. 2 3/4 stars, and really got the fans into it, and was good. So hence was a good opening match. They started off a bit quiet, more like a Japanese crowd, but really got into the match as it went on. Next match was the first match of the Global Gauntlet, which was Yugi Okabayashi versus Ultimo Breakfast. Ultimo Breakfast not being a major part of the roster, I sort of knew was going to just pretty much be squashed in this match to sort of put Team Big Japan ahead. Short but very good match. It was only about 3.5, 4 minutes long, 2 stars. As good a TV match as you'll see, or TV's kind of. If this was on TV, it would have been one of the best matches on TV I've seen at that 5 minutes and under length. I really, really enjoyed it. Next up was Jaki Numazawa, who's mainly a deathmatch guy. He's kind of the Necro of Japan, where he's balding and looks crazy and is fucking insane, versus UltraMantis Black. Jaki Numazawa surprised me by bringing out some lucha stuff, head scissors takedown, diving moves, things like that. UltraMantis Black got my sympathy in the match. Maybe it's just because I think it was because he was a Chikara guy and because he's just been so good on commentary. But yeah, it was lots of fun, and Jaki Numazawa, I think, got a lot of fans who weren't really aware of his work, kind of into it, and it proved that he can pretty much work any type of crowd. Because if you can work Japan the way he does, and work the fans of this show the way he did, you can pretty much work anywhere, I guess, except maybe Mexico. I'm guessing he could do that too, because the fans really got into what he was doing. So 3 stars for that, and I don't believe everyone in the crowd was aware of his work, so it makes it, that much better. 3 stars, I think. Next we had Katsumasa Inoue versus Hallowicked. This match started off kind of slow for me, or I don't remember much from it, but basically as the match went on, it became more fun, more high paced, and eventually became pretty stiff, or at least remember some stiff hits. Hallowicked picking up the only win for Team Chikara, and 2 3/4 to the match. Stiff and fun. That's what I wrote down. My parents don't read that. Next, we had a non-Global Gauntlet match. Crossbones teaming up with Ryan and Madison Eagles from here in Australia. Yay, my country! Versus Jessie McKay. Yay, also from Australia. And the Colony. She was teaming with the Colony. And this match was really good. Everyone in the match looked really good. And maybe proud of the Australians, because I don't often see a lot of good Australian workers here or even overseas. And seeing some Australian people go overseas and be successful like Dingo was or has been in IWA Mid-South, it's really refreshing. Jessie McKay, she was very good in this match. I believe she's only like 19 or so, 19, 20, very young at least. And she took a hell of a beating in this match and did some really good wrestling and was definitely the standout for me. She did really good, and this was the match of the night for me, 3.5 stars. Even though it wasn't the longest match or anything like that, I just enjoyed this match the most, whether it be me marking out for seeing some Australians on Chikara DVD. I don't know, I'm a bit of a patriot. Now, next match we had was Brodie Lee, the big rig Brodie Lee making his return to Chikara versus from a brief absence versus Daisuke Sekimoto, who's been having a really good year. This match was pretty good. The absolute highlight of it was Daisuke Sekimoto getting Brodie Lee up for the deadlift German suplex. I didn't think he could do that, but Daisuke Sekimoto is a fucking tank and took him over. Brilliant stuff. The match itself was really, really good, and I'd like to see those two wrestle a lot more, because they worked really well together, or at least I felt they did. I think there was a few miscommunications, but that often happens. But they had some sort of chemistry in there that I really liked. Maybe it's because Brodie Lee's tall and Daisuke Sekimoto is fucking thick. I really like that type of dynamic. 3.25 stars. Next we had the final match of the Global Gauntlet, which was Ryuji Ito versus Mike Quackenbush. I believe the story was here, Mike Quackenbush going in with injured elbow and what was it, knee? Oh shit! It's been a few nights since I watched it. No, I'm thinking it was arm. Ryuji Ito versus Mike Quackenbush, and Mike Quackenbush was going for trying to brawl with Ryuji Ito, who's a lot bigger than him. Eventually, Mike Quackenbush falling at Ryuji Ito's hands, and I'll talk about this match later on my night 2 review, because it's relevant to the next night. Very good booking we had here. 1.25 star, but it once you see night 2, it's kind of it bumps it up. I just wrote down my initial thoughts of it, but you really want to go back and watch the match again after you've seen night 2, because it's really good. In the main event, we had Gerard and Colin Delany. Yes, Colin Delany from WWE versus his ex-tag team partner, Jimmy Olsen, because he was a part of the Olsen twins, and Lince Dorado. Lince Dorado I'm not a big fan of. Not a lot of people are. He cops a lot of heat because a lot of fans don't enjoy his matches. Like you often hear people opening a bottle and drinking their water, while he's wrestling. They just don't get into him. Maybe it's because he's just been booked too strong, I guess, or just being pushed too hard. But that would be my only. I mean, he was really good in this match, and putting him with Jimmy Olsen, I don't think you could go wrong against Gerard, who's so hated, and Colin Delany, who's getting a lot of heat as well. I don't think you could go wrong. And he did really work pretty hard in this match, and did seem more polished than he usually does. So 3.5 stars, as good as maybe not. I still put the 6-man tag from earlier on in the night above it, but it was a really good match. Gerard and Colin Delany just got a lot of heat. Jimmy also finally got his revenge on Colin Delany. Yay! Overall, I give this 7.75 out of 10. The reason for that is just because at 2 hours, I just felt it underdelivered. Even though 2 hours I could watch in one hit, 2.5 hours of this type of action really would have done well. I thought it would have been a lot bigger because it's Global Gauntlet, would have gone a little bit longer, and the Global Gauntlet matches would have gone a little bit longer, but they didn't, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. If they'd gone a little bit longer, I maybe would have given it an 8 out of 10, I believe. None of the Global Gauntlet matches went over 10 minutes or 11 minutes or so. Other than that, I was fine with this event. Really good. I recommend picking it up if you're a Big Japan fan, which I am. Best deathmatch company out there, I believe, or at the moment. And yeah, really good event for a 2-hour event. Can't go wrong, I guess. Thanks for watching. Night 2 will be up soon-ish.